Seattle Seahawks fans, I have been sitting here reflecting on our incredible championship run, and honestly, the mood in the locker room feels even more focused than I expected. Something just came out regarding our starting quarterback that has me rethinking everything we thought we knew about his process heading into this title defense. It is rare to hear a veteran signal caller be this brutally honest about his own flaws during a Lombardi campaign, and the stakes for next season just shifted significantly. The deeper we dig into this report, the harder it is to ignore the intensity behind the scenes. Let's rumble! Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your name and city in the comments. So let's get into it. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold recently made waves by appearing on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast, where he offered a candid assessment of his performance during our glorious Super Bowl LX victory over the New England Patriots. After arriving in Seattle to anchor Mike Macdonald's offense, the 8-year veteran has become the face of our championship identity, providing the stability we desperately needed to finally hoist that Lombardi trophy. And honestly, it is refreshing to hear such honesty from a leader. Even though we dominated the Patriots 29-13, Darnold admitted he struggled, hitting only 50% of his passes for 202 yards while laboring through a sluggish first half. Here is where it gets interesting because he specifically highlighted his need to refine his deep ball accuracy and quiet his feet in the pocket to remain elite. Let's be real, his turnover issues during the 2025 regular season were a major headache for us, totaling 20 giveaways that had the fan base sweating bullets. Yet, that matters because he managed to play completely turnover-free football during our impressive 3-game postseason run against the 49ers, Rams, and Patriots. That streak now extends to 4 consecutive games if you include our Week 18 victory, proving he possesses the clutch mentality required for this team to defend its crown. Now here is the thing, watching our quarterback hold himself accountable after winning it all has Seattle Seahawks fans feeling incredibly confident about the upcoming season. We know he is a well-traveled signal caller who has finally found his true home in the Pacific Northwest, and seeing him prioritize growth over resting on his laurels reminds us why we believe in this squad. As we prepare to chase another title, our pride in this championship culture remains stronger than ever. Let's rumble! As Seattle Seahawks fans, we have to look at how we arrived at this pivotal moment where Sam Darnold is openly critiquing his own championship performance. This path began when the organization took a calculated risk on a well-traveled veteran, signing him to stabilize a roster that lacked consistency under center. Last season, Darnold committed 20 turnovers, a career high that pushed his total giveaways to 106 across 100 regular season games. That matters because, despite the massive 29-13 win over Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, the coaching staff knows a repeat of his erratic regular season ball security would sink our title defense. Here is where it gets interesting as we examine the history of this franchise, which has often relied on efficient game managers rather than high-volume gunslingers to secure rings. Behind closed doors, Mike Macdonald and the front office are likely feeling a mix of relief and urgency. They trust the adjustments that led to his clean postseason run, yet they are undoubtedly keeping a close watch on his deep ball accuracy and pocket footwork. Let's be real, his 50% completion rate in the Super Bowl was far from elite, and the team expects much more for the investment. That is why he is publicly vocalizing his need to quiet his feet, because the staff wants to ensure he evolves rather than regresses after signing a lucrative deal that locked him into this system. And honestly, this reflects a mature approach we rarely saw during his earlier stops. Now here is the thing, if he continues his current 4-game turnover-free streak into the 2026 opener, we could be looking at a truly special repeat campaign. We have the talent, the discipline, and now a quarterback who is finally holding himself to the highest possible standard for us. Let's rumble! As Seattle Seahawks fans, we have to appreciate the honesty from Sam Darnold on Bussin' with the Boys, because it shows he is the right leader to guide our repeat bid. That matters because his commitment to fixing footwork and ball security is the only thing standing between a championship squad and a total collapse. Here is where it gets interesting regarding our roster, as Darnold taking accountability keeps the coaching staff from needing to force a mid-round draft pick into a backup role earlier than planned, effectively saving cap space for potential veteran depth signings along the defensive line. Let's be real, his turnover-free streak is the glue holding this offense together. If he keeps the ball safe, it changes the entire dynamic for high-stakes games like our upcoming clash against the Vikings under Nolan Teasley or the revenge-hungry Patriots led by Mike Vrabel. Now here is the thing, those defensive-minded coaches will be hunting for mistakes, and if Sam plays with the discipline he showed in the playoffs, we will continue to dominate the NFC West. The division is tougher with Kellen Moore revitalizing the Saints and Robert Saleh building a physical culture with Mike Borgonzi in Tennessee, but our championship identity is built on this specific brand of mistake-free football. And honestly, this shift in mentality keeps our playoff odds remarkably high even if the schedule toughens up late in the year. If we avoid the self-inflicted wounds that plagued the regular season last year, we are the team to beat in the entire conference once again. We have the hardware, we have the drive, and as the squad prepares for kickoff, we are ready to defend that trophy with everything we have. It is time to get back to work and secure another ring. Let's rumble. On one side, bringing back a quarterback who just hoisted the Lombardi Trophy seems like a no-brainer for this team. Sam Darnold finally found his rhythm, finishing the year with 4 straight turnover-free games, which proves he can manage a game and lead us to glory when it matters most. That matters because stability at the position is the gold standard for defending champions. But on the other side, we have to acknowledge the risk of his high turnover rate throughout the regular season. If those 20 mistakes from last year return, our Super Bowl window could slam shut quickly. Here is where it gets interesting as analysts across the league are split on whether his postseason surge was a genuine career evolution or just a lucky streak. While organizations like the Tennessee Titans under Robert Saleh and Mike Borgonzi are busy reshaping their rosters, and rivals like Ben Johnson in Chicago or Nolan Teasley in Minnesota are building new identities, the media is watching us closely to see if Darnold is the real deal. Let's be real, he has played for 5 teams and his career stats are a mixed bag of potential and inconsistency. Now here is the thing, we are looking for a repeat, not just a one-hit wonder. Personally, I think Darnold deserves the chance to prove that his late-season composure is his new baseline, but he must tighten his pocket presence and stop the careless errors immediately to keep his job secure in this high-pressure league. If he plays like he did in the playoffs, we are looking at another ring, but if he reverts to his old habits, we might have to rethink our long-term future under center. We know what it takes to reach the summit, so it is time to get back to work and prove the doubters wrong. Let's rumble. As we look at the big picture, Sam Darnold's newfound commitment to ball security and pocket discipline signals that this Seattle Seahawks franchise is shifting toward a sustainable championship window. That matters because winning Super Bowl LX was just the start, and Mike Macdonald is clearly building a culture where accountability at the quarterback position is non-negotiable. Here is where it gets interesting because while the rest of the league sees teams like the Titans under Robert Saleh or the Bills under Joe Brady trying to find their footing, we have a veteran quarterback who already knows his flaws. And honestly, we should feel incredibly confident heading into this season. The reason is simple. Darnold finished the postseason turnover-free, proving he can play championship football when the pressure is at its peak. Let's be real, his regular season numbers were rough, but his ability to self-reflect and adapt suggests he is maturing right before our eyes. If he can replicate that 4-game streak of clean football, this roster is talented enough to make a deep run again. Now here's the thing, it is rare to see a veteran signal caller openly critique his own deep ball mechanics and footwork so publicly. This transparency shows that the chemistry between the coaching staff and the players is at an all-time high. We are no longer just hoping for success. We are expecting it. With the league landscape shifting, including Nolan Teasley leading the Vikings and Ben Johnson steering the Bears, our experience gives us a massive edge. I want to hear from you. Do you believe Sam Darnold will cut his turnover rate in half this season, or are you still worried about his inconsistency? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Let's rumble! I'll see you in the next one.